How's it going, everybody? It's your boy Bug Place 2 coming at you with a brand new YouTube video. Today I'm coming at you with yet another one of my life stories, story times, whatever the fuck y'all want to call them. I said I was going to keep calling them story times until somebody gave me shit for it. So, here with another story time for y'all. Today, I'm here to tell y'all about the time that I almost got arrested at fucking Walmart. How you can get arrested at a Walmart still, I mean, I was asking for it that day, honestly, but you shouldn't be getting arrested at Walmart. If you're on the verge of getting arrested at Walmart, you are fucking your life up, and you really need to take a look at yourself. So don't get any ideas from anything I say in this story. This is all a caution tale, to not follow in the footsteps of the shit that I was trying to do, way back yonder, when those were the times to do said things. So, story begins probably, I want to say 2017, or maybe midway through 2017 or almost 2018, for sure. Maybe even 2016. I'm not entirely sure, but it was definitely around that time. I was still semi young, and I was going on about my morning, just how any other morning starts. Eating breakfast, fucking around, playing on my PS4, annoying my little brother, doing my usual daily routine. And then my homie hits me up. Again, I will never use the real names of the people unless they personally tell me that they want to be in my videos. I understand these videos don't get views like that, but still, I mean, gotta respect everybody's privacy. So I'm gonna call this friend Jerry, just for the sake of the story. I've also been watching a lot of Rick and Morty, so I kind of have the name Jerry stuck in my head. So we'll call him Jerry just for the sake of the story. So Jerry calls me up at about maybe like 11 in the afternoon or 11 in the morning. My bad. And he's like, "Hey man," he's like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "Oh, nothing, just chilling with the fam, doing my daily thing." And and then Jerry's like, "Hey, you wanna come spend the night possibly?" And I was like, Sure, I'd be down as fuck. Let me ask." And so I asked my mom, I asked my dad. They're both like, "Yeah, sure, whatever. Go spend the night at Jerry's house." I was like, "All right, bet." Mind you, it's only like 11 in the morning, so like me leaving my house now means I get to like be out of my house for the whole day, and I loved that shit back in the day. I loved anything that would get me out of my house and away from my parents. I would go crazy for. So I was pretty excited that they let me go early. So I get to Jerry's house and we're chilling. We're just having a good time for a few hours. He's running back and forth from downstairs and upstairs to bring us more and more snacks. We were still pretty young at the time, and hadn't had a lot of sleepovers at the time, with people here, because he kind of had just moved from another state. So he was, all over the place and shit. And then we get into the topic of talking about Yu-Gi-Oh! And something y'all don't know about me is Yu-Gi-Oh! Runs through my fucking blood, just how my blood runs through my veins. I don't know, that's a bad example. But anyways, y'all get what I'm saying. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is something very, very, very big for me, and something that I've always fucked with since I was a little kid. And we start talking about Yu-Gi-Oh! And back then, I had this thing where, like, I kind of didn't care about what I did because I was so young, and I was like, well, what the fuck, like, what's gonna happen to me? Like, what could possibly and realistically happen to me? And I was gonna find out later this day what could possibly happen to you being that young. And so we're there talking about Yu-Gi-Oh! And shit, and um, I had my system that he had no idea about, so I explained it to him. And my system basically was: you walk into Walmart, you find whatever packs or whatever boxes it is you're looking for, you put them in your little cart. You kind of like make your way, cruise to the gardening section, go quote unquote look at some plants. And if y'all have ever been to Walmart, which if y'all are watching this, y'all most likely have, the gardening section doesn't have any fucking kind of like real surveillance or security out there. So you really could just walk out that bitch with anything. Again, don't do what I just said. And so I explained to Jerry the process of how to finesse cards, or really finesse anything, through the gardening section. and he's all fucking for it, and he thinks it's the coolest, smartest fucking thing in the world. And I was like, hey, even he thinks it's good. And Jerry's a really good kid. Like at this point, he still is actually. We're grown now, and he's still a really good guy, like a really genuine guy. And he was down for it. I mean, I swear to God, this kid was like a goody two shoes, never broke a plate kind of kid, and he was so down to go finesse from Walmart. That shit, I thought that shit was the funniest thing in the world. And so I explained to him, I'm like, you really gotta like bring it down, and like you gotta like pretend, like you gotta like try to fit in almost, like just look cool, not to sound cringy, but like look cool, just so you're not like sus to the workers. And we get there. And right when we get there, he's like, shit, dude. He's like, I don't know if we should be doing this, that. And I was like, bro, fuck it. I was like, I've done this so many times. I was like, we're going to walk out of here with so many new cards, so many new packs, so many new card sleeves, so much new everything that we like. And it's going to be for free. And we're going to have a great fucking, and even better times sleeping at your house. And so that calmed him down a lot. And he was like, okay, fuck it. He was like, you're absolutely right. He was like, we need to do this. I was like, all right, bet. Mind you, this kid has money, bro. Like, he doesn't even need to be finessing cards. Like, he could have, as easily as he was going to Walmart to finesse, he could have just asked his mom if he could buy him cards, and she probably would have said yes. So I always thought that was really funny, that he really had no business being there stealing with me. But he was. And so we get there, and we finally make it to the card section, and we pick out, I shit y'all not, probably like $300 worth of cards. Like, just the randomest fucking bullshit. Like, even newer Yu-Gi-Oh shit. And I hate everything after Yu-Gi-Oh! Sexual. I fucking hate. If y'all know what Yu-Gi-Oh! Sexual is. If not, quit living under a rock. Everything after Yu-Gi-Oh! Sexual I've always hated. And I remember they didn't have a lot of like older shit. They only had a lot of new shit. And we still put like $300-$400 worth of shit in the cart. We were walking down the gardening section, and I make eye contact with two employees, and I like really didn't fucking like pay much attention to it, because I was like, whatever. Like, what are they gonna, like, they don't know what we're here for. And we make it to the gardening section, and we're like go around a few times, kind of scoping out the area for employees and shit. And I don't see anybody, and he doesn't see anybody, so I'm like, all right, fuck it, it's go time, let's go. Like, start walking towards the gardening section. And he starts walking, and I'm kind of following behind him with the cart. And dead ass, out of fucking nowhere, the most Texan lady I've ever heard in my life just goes, hey, what y'all doing? Yeah, I shit y'all not, my fucking stomach dropped so fucking fast. Just not expecting that lady to say something scared the living shit out of me. And like, I like turned around, and I looked around, and I couldn't see her. So I was like maybe she's not talking to us. And so I kept walking, and she goes, hey! And this bitch fucking out of the shadows comes from behind me. I just looked behind me, and from the fucking shadows she comes out of an aisle, just like speed walking her fucking fat ass towards me and my friend Jerry as fast as she could. And I was like, we weren't even moving at that point, and I was like, yeah. And she was like, y'all can't take that back there. She was like, that's unpurchased merchandise. And I was like, oh, my bad, we didn't know, whatever. And to me, that was already red flag number one. And something y'all have to know about any finesse story I say, I never once really got caught, but I want to say that it was due to even if I got a little bit sketched out, I wouldn't do it. That was one of the rules that I had for myself. And rule number 2 was kind of never to do it with people. But I was kind of like, I kind of got to the point where I was training my friends to steal the way that I would steal, which is really stupid. But I was kind of trying to do that with Jerry. And right after the lady said that, I was like, Jerry, fuck this, bro. I was like, we honestly should just leave the card here and go home. I was like, we should just go on about the night. And he was like, mind y'all, the same kid who I thought was a goody two shoes, he just goes, no, bro. He was like, bro, already this far. He's like, we came all this way. He's like, we need to take something. And I was like, okay, bro. I was like, I guess that's true. And in my head, I was also like, I guess I'm kind of the reason that we're here anyways, and I'm kind of trying to show him how to properly do this. So If I was really trying to properly show him how to do it, I would have like insisted in leaving, but no, my dumbass had to agree with him. So we went back to the card section and we put up a bunch of shit back, and we just grabbed, I think maybe like about, I want to say like 20, like I grabbed 2 decks, like for myself and one for my brother that I had really been wanting. It was a Yugi deck and a Kaiba deck, remastered or restructured, whatever the fuck they're called now. And I grabbed them, and he had grabbed a few other things that he was actually planning to buy. So we walked over to the self-checkout aisle, and the self-checkout aisle actually has, you can kind of finesse pretty easily from the self-checkout aisle as well. And I would just put shit in the bag. Like, I would pretend like I was scanning it, and I would just put it in the bag. Stupidest fucking thing in the world. And y'all are about to figure out why. So we get to the self-checkout aisle, and I did that. I like did my thing. He paid for his things, and then I pretended like I fucking like paid for mine, and I put it in the bag. And we're walking out of Walmart, and like everything is cool. Like the whole walk through that long hallway leading to the fucking outside doors at Walmart, everything is cool. Nobody's like even like looking at us or paying us any attention. So in my head, I'm like, okay, fuck yeah, we did it. We can go home and enjoy these cards. And right before we get to the fucking exit, somebody who I thought was some random dude comes up behind me and fucking grabs me by the shoulder like real quick, and I turn around and I was like, what's up? And he was like, hey, I'm with Walmart. I forgot exactly what he said. He was like, I'm with Walmart so and so security. And I was like, oh no. And like in my head, I was like, okay. I was like, the second this dude is done talking, I'm running. And then it hit me. I had fucking Jerry with me. I had Jerry with me. And what does Jerry do? Remember, Goody Two Shoes Jerry. He could never run from the fucking police. Not the police. I mean, technically it was just Walmart security, but like the police did end up getting called on us because we didn't run. In my head, I wanted to sprint out of there so fucking fast. And he's like, I'm gonna need y'all to follow me. And after he finished talking and saying, I'm gonna need y'all to follow me, I looked right at Jerry. And what does Jerry do? Yes, sir. We'll follow you we're right behind you. And we follow him. And, you know, I could have been a little bitch and just ran out and left Jerry in there. But, like, you know, I was spending the night at his house. That would have been pretty awkward. You know, and honestly, like, to be fair with Jerry, this was his first time, like, really trying to, like, steal something like that. At least with me. And, I mean, I don't blame him for kind of just, like, freezing up and just, like, doing what he thought he needed to do at the time, you know? Just to, like, maybe not get in trouble or whatever. So we start following this dude, and we get to the Walmart has this little hidden room, and it's so annoying. It's so small, and the dude that caught us fucking brings in another 2 Walmart employees, and then out of nowhere, the fucking cops show up, and they were like, hey, heard y'all have a situation here. Like, they didn't even call the fucking cops. The cops were just happened to be at Walmart, and somebody told them about what was going on. Y'all gotta understand how unlucky you have to be for that shit to fucking happen to you. And so they're there, the cops open the door, and my stomach fucking drops. I was like, holy shit. And they're talking, the cops and the dude that caught us are talking for a few minutes, and we really tried making it look like an accident and I played it off like it was an accident. And I mean, I must have done a good job because the cops eventually did let us go, thank God. But I didn't have an ID on me, and like 2 or 3 times one of the cops was really nice and one of the cops was really mean. And at one point in time, one of the cops was like, we're honestly, we might have to take you in. He's like, we can't identify you. He was like, how are we supposed to? I was like, I literally have my ID in the car. I was like, let me run out to the car real quick and get the ID. I was like, you can follow me if you want. And he was like, no. He was like, I guess we can't identify you. Just being a straight fucking doucher. And then the other cop, I guess maybe talked to him and just chilled him out. End of the day, though, me and my friend both ended up receiving a $300 ticket for trying to steal $20 worth of Yu-Gi-Oh cards. So yeah, that's the story. Don't be doing stupid shit like that in Walmart, because if you get caught, that shit is not, it's not worth the risk having to pay that much fucking money for trying to steal $20 worth. And then later on, it was even scarier because we found out that if we would have gotten caught trying to steal the $300 worth of cards that we originally were trying to steal, that would have been a Class A misdemeanor. I got a Class C misdemeanor for what I did. For stealing $20 worth of cards, I still got a misdemeanor for it. Imagine how much worse it would have been to fucking get a Class A misdemeanor. Just that, so much more shit could have gone wrong, y'all. Just really, really don't do this shit. Fuck this shit. Fuck stealing. Fuck all that shit. That shit is all in the past for me. So yeah, hope y'all enjoyed this this little story about me almost getting fucking arrested at Walmart. Don't do anything I just said. Don't get any ideas from these fucking videos. Walmart, if you're watching, I paid more than what I really had to pay for, and I learned my lesson. Don't come at me. It's been your boy Buck Plays 2, and I will catch y'all on the next one.